It's Julie Mullins here with Stereophile, and I'm here talking with Brian Mitchell from ARC Audio. And he's got a couple of mascots here, Princess and Chewy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're troopers. They made a long trek from California. Where in California? Southern California?
Modesto, California.
Oh, Modesto.
Central California.
Okay, right on.
We drove through that ice storm in Oklahoma City. So.
Oh, that's crazy. And you lost, you said a trailer and a whole truck?
This truck and the trailer over there went into the ditch and had to get pulled out. But
was it damage? Was
no,
everything
actually the trailer is
out?
better now than it was before.
Okay, well, all right.
All for the love of car audio.
Music and car audio, yeah. Well, this is pretty serious here. We've got 4 amplifiers, and you said 2 of them power the woofers that are up front.
Yep,
and
there's
then,
a woofer for left, a woofer for right, stereo woofers.
And then a right channel, left channel, 4 channels each, right and left, you said?
Correct.
Okay.
So 1 channel to tweeter, 1 channel to mid, and 2 channels bridge to mid bass.
Oh, okay.
So 8 speakers total in the car.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
So this car is a demonstration vehicle. We're looking at the new technology. You know, when cars are self-driving, we have a lot of space there that has to be occupied, and somebody has to do something with it. So we've built this one specifically with that in mind. So it's a full-size remote control car. It's not self-driving or anything, but it's looking at that space in that way.
Okay, looking forward then, very much. Yeah, and
water cooling.
Water cooled, you said, to maintain consistent temperature.
Yep, the amplifiers stay at 1 temperature. The aluminum amp rack holds that all the heat in, and then it's dissipated with a glycol with a radiator and a fan and pump and everything in the bumper, so all that heat's transferred out to the back. Yeah,
and then how's everything secured here, or how do you minimize vibration? That might be a silly question, but
no,
it's
not at all. The whole car is built around the stereo system, so the entire floor was cut out to make everything lower, so it's 18 inches lower than, or 8 inches lower than it was factory. There used to be a big hump where the battery was because this was an electric car to start with. So we've evened all that out. The seat is motorized. It's a center position seat normally, but it goes over to the side. That way we can show car manufacturers, the difference in what it takes to have good sound on one side or in the middle. So that seat is got a sliding rail that goes all the way over to the side. And it's also attached to the controls for the Mac Mini. So we're using an M4 Mac Mini with Fit Perfect and Apple Music. Oh,
okay. So everything is fully integrated.
Correct. And the Mac Mini does all the controls for everything else.
Oh, look at that. Wow, that's incredible. You know what? I think I've never seen a car with a single seat.
Seat.
So you could, what happens if you have,
I tried to get the budget for a McLaren, with a single seat, but they turned that down on my request. Right. But it's made so if you want to sit down in it, I'll motorize you over.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I get to go for a ride. Well, sort of a ride. All right.
So once you're centered, you can get proper stereo imaging out of it.
Right, exactly.
Correct. There's a lot of acoustical advantages for it. The stereo system, as of right now, will give you more of a home stereo sound than a traditional car stereo.
Okay, so more of a 2-channel effect rather than surround or multi-channel.
Correct.
Okay,
exactly that. So it goes well beyond the boundaries of the car, front, back, forward. It's a huge difference.
All right. So maybe a little rumor has it, or I don't know, or someone like whatever you.
So we have the touchpad for the Mac Mini, which is in the middle.
Okay. Oh, here. Oh, I see. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yep. So you can pick whatever song you want.
I'm a Mac user, so this interface is familiar.
And then the volume controls there.
Yeah, I'm sure I can crank it up a little.
Oh yeah. It's got plenty of volume.
All right.
She ain't real. She ain't gonna be able to love you like I will. She is a stranger.
It's pretty great.
You and I have history, don't you remember? Sure, she's got it all. But baby, is that really what you want?
Let's get a little bass coming in here in a minute.
Bless your soul, you got your head in the clouds. You made a fool out of you, and boy, she's bringing you down. You make no hard bill, but you're cold to the core. Now rumor has it she ain't without your love anymore. Rumor has it, 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 rumor has it.
All right, nice.
She is half your.
All right.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So
That's
so
a hell
again,
of a design. I mean, the whole treatment and all that. I mean, all
for
those.
sure.
I mean, that's
27 layers of wood that are stacked in alternating pattern. So it's one pattern, and we designed it on CAD. And so one is one way, you flip it up the other way, and the enclosure is the same size on both sides, but it has an alternator pattern.
Correct.
And then it's fiberglass on the outside, and then body worked and painted. So you have a piano, black piano finish on it.
Yeah, you
And
can
that
do the
keeps-
whole. Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
keeps
something.
everything weather resistant.
That's pretty wild.
Here is a active three-way system. We have chosen all ARC audio in this particular car. We have two ARC audio RS 6-inch mid-bass drivers in the door. We have two ARC audio RS 4-inch mid-range in the A pillars. And we have two ARC audio RS tweeters.
Yeah, these and then.
Yep. If you notice, if you sit all the way back and put your head back, you notice that tweeter should be pointed directly at your left ear. And this tweeter was molded to fire right into your right ear. The difference between a car and home audio is home audio, you get this big room to work with. And in cars, we have those challenges. So we've learned that by pointing those tweeters to two different ears like that gives us the illusion of making the room bigger. Also, the tweeters are the most important to be directional because they have to be right in front of them. As the drivers get bigger, they have more ability to throw off axis, which is throwing to the side. So that's why the rest of the speakers don't have to be as critically aimed.
Yeah.
These are powered by two 4-channel AB amplifiers.
Okay.
It's split up between the left amplifier and the right amplifier.
Okay, so they're their own
yeah.
discrete.
So
They each have their own
channel 1 goes to the tweeter, channel 2 goes to the mid range, and channel 3 and 4 is bridged to the mid bass. And the other 4 channel does the same thing on this side, and then we have the sub amp. So there's 3 amplifiers powering it.
Okay. Are all the amps in the trunk then?
Yes.
The subwoofer, one subwoofer, and then the individual channel amplification.
Two 4 channels in a mono block.
Yeah. And how do you handle with phase or kind of that coherence? Is that done with digital signal processing?
Correct. We have
in addition to placement.
Yeah, we have car audio, the ARC Audio PS8 Pro. Is the brains of everything. So that's where we get our time alignment, all your equalization, all your crossover points. That's where the magic happens.
Right, to get those details right.
Correct.
and specific to this internal enclosed space.
So So again, the challenges of a car between you're in a big room where you can place this chair in the middle of the room and have all that control, and obviously the driver's seat you're all the way to the left side of the car. So time alignment is super important in car audio to build an SQ system correctly. One thing you're going to notice when I start playing is you see all these clusters of speakers, but all the sound should be coming from the dead center of the dash, and a lot of that's done with time alignment.
Right, to give that imaging, that impression of the music happening more
across the
realistically
stage
right
where it's supposed to
exactly,
be. Correct.
Yeah, in a good stereo setup. So yeah, very
you
nice.
ready?
Yeah. Well, great. Let's sure. Yeah, go ahead and
Play it for
play
you.
me a track. Great.
So when he comes on, he should be center stage.
Right.
Well, you can tell everyone I'm a damn disgrace. Drag my name all over the place. Don't care anymore. You can tell everybody by the state I'm in. You won't catch me crying 'cause I just can't win. Don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it does give a
I
good
don't care.
impression of that. Yeah, center
What
imaging.
you say, I don't play the same games.
Percussion's really clean, everything. Yeah. And quiet.
Cause I'm talking to the people.
Is this upholstery kind of special too, or is this functional for the?
Yeah,
It's an upholstery too.
Yeah, I suede everything just to give it a. Once I fabricated the pillars, we had to rewrap them in some kind of material. So, and I carried that whole theme into the trunk. So the trunk is all black leather and black suede with the brushed aluminum look. So.
Yeah. All right. And one more question is: Are these systems specific to the individual vehicle, completely customized, or?
Completely customized.
This one, yeah. Okay.
All these pillars were completely fabricated from scratch.
Oh, okay.
We have laser 3D printers at the shop where we kind of do a lot of cool stuff, a lot of digital design, and a lot of still old school handcrafting fiberglass and getting the shapes in the molds right. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'd love to look in the trunk.
Sure.
Amplification too. I'm sorry. Were you saying something else? I wanted to add. Thinking if I have any other questions for now, but yeah, this is really an elevated experience, unlike anything for the.
That's what we shoot for.
Car. That's great. Yeah. All right. Well, take a look in the
trunk
if that's fine. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
That was everything I hoped for, though.
Good.
Exactly.
All right.
You're customizing the car so the driver gets a proper imaging. That is
you can't do both in a car, unfortunately. So if you take away the time alignment, it's not as detailed for the driver. So.
The three amplifiers.
Yep. These are the Arc Audio signature amplifiers. Again, 2 4-channels and a monoblock.
Okay.
That's the engine behind the system. And then the digital processor is the brains behind the system, which is.
Oh, okay. That's over there on the right. Yep. And how do you mount everything for stability or to be kind of road ready? What's special about that? Can you tell me a little?
Well, you have your subfloors that are usually fastened in through, whatever factory flooring and mounts that you originally that we pulled out. So, like the subfloor of the bottom is attached by 4 bolts that kept in the spare tire.
Okay.
And then we just tap and thread into those subfloors to screw in our equipment, and then the top panels are typically just held in with magnets, so they can easily be taken out and put them back in.
Right, as needed. So yeah, and that's pretty cool. And you can do firmware updates, I guess, as needed for the
the USB the USB to control it is flush mounted in the center console. So
okay, that makes it really easy. Yeah. So it was so you can have some more longevity as new platforms come about.
Yeah, you don't have to take apart the whole trunk to access the plugs or anything.
Excellent.
Yeah, we try to make everything as serviceable as possible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it looks pretty cool too. So it's nice work. Thank you.
And then the subwoofers are.
Oh yeah. Okay, I've got the subwoofers. Yeah, I see them back there a little bit, but there's. I'll poke my head in there so I can have a look too. Sure. the other view. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, nice. I'm here with John Centers, and you're here from Columbus, Ohio.
Correct.
And we have an Audi Q8 that you've done a very customized stereo system in. But first we wanted to find out more about your background. You have home audio as well, and car audio and home audio, and how those intersect. Can you say a little more about that?
Yeah, so I own a home audio company, Genesis Audio out of Columbus, Ohio. And we do home theaters and whole house audio and things of that sort.
Custom install.
For the connected spaces that we all live in. And within that, I saw the connection with car, you know, and the audio and the challenges that we have in the home. And it's the same challenges we have in the car, probably a little bit worse. So my passion for music kind of took me back to my roots. And I decided to put a sound system together and introduce myself to the car community, or reintroduce myself to the car community, and introduce the car community to the home.
Right.
So, we have all kinds of events at my showroom, and we have some trainings coming up next month for the organizations. They're all coming in, and we have a $500,000 reference system with Mark Levinson and JBL Everest and a 23-channel Atmos.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that they get a chance to hear what we do, and then there's the friendly competition back and forth.
Of course, yeah, and the competition here today taking place.
Oh yeah.
And as we were talking about, the technology has really reached a point where there's so much more that's possible through digital signal processing and other tools within the enclosed space, and to make the most of the challenges inherent to a car audio scenario. So maybe we can start with the amplification and walk us through your demo.
Sure.
So you've got some 3 amps back
the
here.
amplifiers that I have in here are from a company called US Amps. They're based out of Florida.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And
Palm tree.
Yeah, the palm trees. And then I'm using Claris Crimson cables, which is from Claris, which are based out of Orlando.
Hi-Fi, yeah.
Yeah, Joe
audio.
Profito over there. Great guy. And so we've got a little bit of a challenging environment in the car.
Sure.
Because it's all windows. And so we have to take into mind the acoustic space. We have to treat it as best as we can. We have to go through and position speakers in the right spots.
Yeah.
We have a little bit more flexibility with that than maybe in the home, because we can pick and choose where we want to put things. Where with the home, we're kind of defined within a space and
With the walls of the room,
and
so
things
on.
of that
Yes.
sort. So
Great. Well,
yeah, if we want to step inside here real quick, I
let's
can
do.
kind of show you what I did.
Thank you. Climb on here.
all right. You get to cram in the back. You get to cram in the back.
This
There
is
we
my
go.
new
Get
gig.
comfy, right?
So
All
with
right.
this, what I've done
Yeah.
is, in home, all of your speakers are in one box.
Right.
So in a car, we don't have that option. So we have to kind of spread things out. So the mid-bass drivers are in the doors, the mid-range drivers are in the corners of the dash, and then the tweeters are in the sail panels. With this particular vehicle, I also have a center channel in the factory location, but slightly enlarged. And what I'm able to do with this car is I'm able to time align everything
Yeah.
to be in perfect time, and then
Phase,
also adjust the phase so that it's in perfect phase, so that even though the subwoofers are 4 feet behind me, they sound like they're 4 feet in front of me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's
So
remarkable. That.
we're
signal.
chasing the same goals in the car that we chase in the home. I want imaging, I want staging, I want depth, I want
Good bass
impact,
and,
I want detail, I want warmth, and that's what we're able to achieve in here. And I was able to achieve it without changing the factory radio.
Wow. That's remarkable too. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of integration that it's not as difficult as everyone thinks.
And it's it's quite seamless actually. It's nothing that screams at you. I mean, it's very well integrated in an elegant fashion, if I can say.
It takes a little bit of extra work to achieve that, and there's still some things that I want to make better.
Can I touch the
Yeah.
grill here or that? Yeah.
So-
And this is a specific pattern, I assume.
So with the
for
grill,
dispersion or on the grill there.
the center channel is there,
Oh, you got the carbon fiber.
and then we've got acoustic treatments in here
a little damping
to deal with some
around.
dampening. And then the pattern on this is very, very reminiscent of like the Persona grills, where it helps to diffract and break up
Like some standing waves. or
standing
circuit,
waves and
yeah,
acoustical issues that might develop.
can creep in. Yeah. And what kind of tweeters are these?
so
Silk dome or?
These are a silk dome.
Oh, silk dome.
It's
okay,
a 2-inch silk dome tweeter. And so like frequency wise, the doors are playing from about 50 hertz up to about 400. The mid range are playing from 400 up to about 2700, and the tweeters are playing from 2700 up to 24K.
Yeah. And where's the processing happening? The DSP
So
and so
the
on.
DSP is actually located in the
rear?
back.
Okay. Okay. A unit. Is it?
Yeah, it's from a company called Brax, which is an Audio Tech Fisher company out of
alright.
Germany. And so it's using the ESS Saber DACs and all of the same things
that's the high-end audio. Yes,
high-end
yes,
audio.
2-channel. Yep.
And-
I know that make. Yep.
And it works out really well.
Yeah. And the subwoofers. There's a pair in the
There's a
in
pair in the
back,
rear.
in the trunk. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sealed enclosure, and it's dampened, and it's all the same things that in the home, where you have the extra thick walls so that there's no resonance.
Right. To keep everything. And
It's all the same goals.
And also, of course, as you're driving in motion, keeping everything super stable is important, especially
Yeah.
for the subwoofers and the amplification. Can you say a little about how you achieve that?
So with that, there's a lot of dampening that's done inside of the door to minimize resonance. which also makes the car a quieter ride.
Okay, yeah.
And
Win-win.
yeah, it's definitely a win-win.
Yeah, and even physically though, to keep the subwoofers and amplification stable in place, that's all bolted and integrated.
Yeah, so in this particular car, I was lucky enough to have some solid structure mounting points that were built into the car.
Oh.
That I was able to reutilize on the sub enclosure so that it's physically bolted to the car.
Great. Okay. Cool.
So it's also safe in the event of an accident. It's not.
Yeah, you won't have amplifiers flying into your
flying
back of your
objects.
head. Okay, that's good too. Yeah, always safety first. So, yeah. Well, great. Well, thanks. Can we hear something in a moment? Or
Oh, sure,
do you have,
definitely.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and
Do you have
switch
a
over here.
recommended track or two, or whatever or some options? So.
Yes.
And is it optimized right now for the driver's seat and the passenger? Or
It's optimized for
primarily
both seats here.
For both. Okay, that's nice too.
Yeah, so I mean, there's, even though, only one person's listening, it's music's always better when it's enjoyed with friends.
Of course, I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure you can tune EQ or anything to your liking or other directions.
So all of the tuning is done so that, like I'm using like a modified Harman target curve.
Oh, all right, okay.
So it's coming, connecting back to the home side.
Nice.
Now this track actually gets a lot more interesting right around here.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll turn it up a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really get that impression. It's powerful.
Well, you don't know that the whoopers are behind you.
Right, you don't realize, yeah. Yeah, it's quite remarkable.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great time to get together with people.
Yeah, well, great. Well, thanks so much for your time, John.
Thank you so
great
much.
To meet you.
Appreciate it.
My name is Wayne.
Wayne, I'm Julie. Hi, great to meet you.
You too.
All
you
right.
too. All right.
Wow, look at this, how clean. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the setup here. I've got obviously some big woofers back here.
These are two hybrid 15-inch subwoofers.
Okay.
They are mounted a little bit different. Everybody's used to seeing a subwoofer fire forward. These fired backwards. And they're wired in parallel.
Okay.
4 ohms, getting 600 watts each in a 4 cubic foot box. This box has got a divide right down the middle. So each sub has got a dedicated 2 cubic foot. I'm running 3 ARC audio amplifiers. 1 amp is a 4300, which is basically 800 watts.
Okay.
This amp in the middle runs these subs, that's 1800.
Okay,
I've
so
got
1 amp
plenty-
for the 2 subs.
Correct, and then this other amp over here runs the mid bass and the 10-inch sub I have up front.
Oh, okay, so there's a third subwoofer up front.
Correct,
Oh,
and we'll show you that here in just a second.
Okay, good deal. All right, so 3 amps.
But this has got the ARC Audio PS Pro to equalize the system out. And then I have a distribution power center over here.
Oh,
all
okay.
all the stuff comes up through the car, of course, into this power center and kind of breaks out. Everything goes where it needs to go.
Okay, so that distributes the appropriate channels of power
Correct.
to the appropriate amplification.
Correct.
Okay. And then...
and I have these beautiful stealth panels. I won't put these on right now, but I can cover all this up.
Oh, I see, down here.
Yeah, I can cover all this up and it looks factory.
Okay, very nice. That's very, yeah, it can
Except
be
for the
very
big-
discreet if you like.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, the
except-
subwoofers,
yeah, you
these
go
are
see.
kind of a giveaway, but
Yeah, it is.
But,
Welcome.
I'm
sorry.
teasing. Oh no, you're fine. I wanted to ask, yeah, can you say a little more about the system here for the
This is
digital
PS,
signal?
Right. This is
processing?
PSS Pro. It's a digital signal processor. 248 bands of EQ, time alignment, and they use a system called DNA. Arc Audio's DNA system that plugs into it's got an umbilical cord in the front of it. So you
Alright.
plug it into a laptop, and you put the EQ right.
Right, time alignment, phase,
Correct.
all the things.
And
yeah.
then, as if like we've had the judges in the car just a minute ago, they said it's a little bright at 10,000 hertz. So we can go in there tomorrow on the laptop using the
Right.
DNA software. Click, click, click. Bring
Dial
it down
that back
smidge,
just a little?
Off
Yep.
that little bitty black box there.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. Let's why don't we look up front?
Let's walk up
Yeah.
here real quick. This is kind of a unique piece, and there's not a lot of vehicles out there that do this.
Okay.
This is a 10-inch sub
Oh,
that
there's one
fires,
right there on the
that
driver's
fires,
side, okay.
to the firewall of the
Forward.
vehicle.
Okay.
So the sub base comes naturally. It picks up air naturally out of the bottom of the car, and it
Oh,
fires up the
okay.
top. So when you're listening to it, it's kind of a trick that you're getting the sub bass right from the windshield.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're maximizing the glass, as it were, the plexiglass, the windshield,
Right.
the properties to enhance that. Okay.
And then
Interesting.
this car's it's got a little three-way here in the front. It's got a 1-inch tweeter for
Okay.
Arc Audio, and
Yep.
a 3-inch mid-range Arc Audio, and then here's a 6x9 in the factory location. It's also a hybrid speaker. So I got hybrid 6x9s for my mid bass, and then the hybrid 15s back there for the back. And everything else in the car is Arc Audio.
Okay, and when you say hybrid, can you say what you mean by that in this
Hybrid
context?
is
Meaning-
a brand name.
Oh, hybrid is the brand name. I
Hybrid is the
understand.
brand name.
Okay,
Why it's,
got it.
I don't know.
Okay, no, that's fair. I wanted to check on that. Thank you. And you said the mid range is up in the dash
Yes,
there
yes,
in the
ma'am.
rear.
It's
okay.
it's the factory location,
All right.
and a 3-inch.
The tweeters,
I'm
I
in a
see
class.
there.
I'm in a class where you cannot cut or modify the sheet metal of a car.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah.
have not cut or modified anything in the vehicle so that it stays in the factory location. These tweeters are in the Cadillac's factory location. It just has a different surround on it, kind of for a little bit of window dressing.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks so much for the
And
walkthrough, Wayne.
and it's a very, very simple install, but
Yeah.
it sounds amazing. If you had a little more time, I'd love to let you hear it, but maybe tomorrow we'll do that.
Yeah, maybe I can pop in then. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks for your time,
Thanks so much,
Wayne. Great to meet you.
Appreciate it. All right.